Hello everyone guys, this is a little bit unusual for me, but I'll make an interview here, and we are here with Sebastian, who is currently playing for Team Fox and one of the best players in the world, who like 1 week ago took 5th place in RedBull El Reinado in Spain. And hello Sebastian, how are you?
That means thank you for the introduction, and yeah, first, thanks for having me. Like it's unusual, maybe unusual for you, but unusual for me as well. So yeah, I think we could make a good duo.
Yeah, let's try. You said you have around 1 hour. I hope you don't really get further, because that's going to be a long one and hard to understand everything. So let's try to get to the topics. First one, what I wanted to ask you about your preparation for this tournament, Red Bull, which I just mentioned. So here, I think the first question to start with is, how was you prepared for the tournament? What did you do?
Yeah, for the tournament, like since I qualified via ladder, I felt I wasn't the player most prepared. That's I think the extra qualifier, the one you got 2 players in a single elimination bracket, was although super stressful, was quite helpful for players to get like more extra preparation. So yeah, I guess I tried to prepare a bit with players there, help Fox a bit. I think I played some games with you and not much more, like just some games there, and then came closer to main event. And my main source of training was, well, you, which was great. ACCM. ACCM was like my main source of training. Like since there were like maybe 2 groups, like AM and GL. Maybe you have like MBL, but he was playing with AM as well, so he didn't train actually. MBL didn't train, so you had like basically 2 groups, and we said with ACCM, okay, like he actually wrote me, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. He wrote me like, we need to prepare. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, let's do it. So that was my main preparation. We did like let's say 1 month, like not every day, but like one time each 2 days, let's say. So we trained like several times. Yeah, it was basically you, SCCM, some random games with other players, like I don't know, Leary, some with Hero later, but mainly SCCM. So yeah, I think my preparation overall was okay, but I would like in the future to get to train with more players as well, to have no surprises later on the tournament, right? When you get to know more styles, like you're more prepared for what's coming, and maybe when you play too much with one player, like for example with ACCM, which was great obviously, but when you play too much, maybe you start doing some actions that are not correct, but you just do it because you know the player and how you've been doing the last training, so you just play differently than you should. And yeah, I think that's maybe what my preparation was lacking. It was a decent preparation, like maybe 6 out of 10. I wouldn't say it was a 10 out of 10 preparation, but yeah, basically that.
Okay, here I have two questions from what you said. First one, do you feel that not playing open quals is some kind of disadvantage? Like you get a lot of experience for the actual tournament?
I mean, I'm not sure, right? Viper went to second place without playing none of those,
Yeah, that's true.
but I guess it depends on the player as well. I think it's like as long as you qualify, obviously, because if you don't, it sucks the qualifier or the single elimination. But there is a lot of things you do, like all the training you do that you don't show to the people on the qualifiers, that maybe you can use on main event. And now I'm thinking like ACCM or Hard, a lot of training they didn't show it on qualification, so they still have it for main event. But obviously, I guess main event is super different afterwards, and the meta switches. So it's not like if you didn't have that, you are dead, right? And there you have Viper example, for example. So or Hera or whatever. So yeah, basically that. But I think it's good, right? It's extra practice. It's getting in shape. It's getting to know the maps. As long as you don't, I guess I didn't face that, but as long as you don't burn out, it's okayish. As long as you're like creative and motivated to, uh, I don't know, use a bit of what you learn and be ready to switch in case the meta adapts in another way, right?
Yeah, I see. Okay, nice. And did you do something besides LE for preparation for the tournament? Like maybe, I don't know, something.
Oh, you mean like Not other games, but preparation besides AOE?
Yeah, maybe mentally, maybe you went to the gym, maybe you did some other stuff which helped you to be in a good shape, or I don't know, maybe watching something. So what is your usual preparation except AOE?
Yeah, like that's a great question because it's something like I have been working on quite a lot. I do a lot of walks. I actually learned it from you on an interview with them. Yeah, I learned it from you.
I like
Like
it,
you
yeah.
said in an interview with them, and I took my notepad and I was, oh, nice. I, I used to do like running in the past and walking, but usually now I give it more importance just to walk and like take like 2 hours walk and I don't know, think about like no cell phone, no whatever, just be present. I like that because I think we live in a society where there is too much information, so getting that time is key. Personally, I don't go to the gym, which I think is great to lift some weights and all that. It's pretty good for the mental. But for me, it's like sports wise, walking, running, a mix of those. I don't compete too much there. It's just for like getting advantage on the game, not for like I need to run in 20 minutes, 10 kilometers. Now, just more chill. Then mental preparation. In Fox, we worked like or I don't remember, my memory is bad, but maybe 4 months ago, we worked with an Argentinian mental coach, which was great because it was like a reinforcement of some ideas. Like personally, I've been following quite a lot the past, like let's say 4 years or more. Those ideas of self-improvement or self-development, whatever, like I don't know, cold showers, meditations, sports, reflecting, whatever. And the mental coach helped me quite a bit to like put that on a ground where I can work it on it and just don't go too far into many options but focus on some. So basically to sum it up and say something,
Yeah, I see.
I like doing like meditation. I like to doing stretching. I usually do that in the morning. Some stretching, some meditation, and some, let's say, some techniques to get some confidence, which is not like techniques, I'm meaning like something out of the world, just like be confident before the match. Because I think, well, it's a reality, I think, in this game, you need to be confident you're going to win. Because if you don't go mentally, if you're not confident and your mentally is lacking, then it will be super hard to perform well, right? So maybe asking a couple of questions like how I win against this player in the past, how can I win, what's my advantage, how can I do to win, or some visualization. That's the main focus of my preparation besides AOE, which I actually give quite a lot of importance. So yeah, for me it's key. For me it's key,
Yeah,
and maybe I'm missing some ideas, but it's basically that. It's a combination of many things. Not too much, because otherwise you don't know what's working for you and you get nothing. But at least something to get some consistency. That's the idea, to get consistency.
Yeah, that's really nice. I find this answer is really useful. That's nice to hear that. I mean, there's a lot of always some players who play on a really nice level, but they cannot prove themselves that they can win everyone. So there is definitely some mental strength and mental work is really needed to get the high results in the tournament. So that's really important. Glad to hear it. Okay, one more question about pre-tournament times. Like, did you set up any goal for you? Like for this tournament, maybe about place or something else?
Like the goal was reaching finals, win or lose. That was like the goal. But I didn't put too much emphasis on the goal because like that's something I cannot control at the end of the day. Although I can control how I train, I can control how my preparation is, but then how the result goes, how I finish, that's not so much in my control. So that was the idea. Get finals. It's like ambitious goal, so it's good enough. But then on the other side of the table, I was like, okay, this is like my first big LAN. I'm not sure how I'm going to adapt. I'm not sure how interactions will be. I'm not sure how social influences will impact my gameplay as well. Because at the end of the day, the event was super social. Like you're talking every moment
Exactly,
with
yeah.
players, with fans, whatever. There are a lot of expectations, people cheering, and you don't know how much that will impact. For me, it was okay. The moment I lost against spoiler hard 3-0, I was like, okay, now this event is, I need to go full social because that's, I guess, the best way to do it. Like people came here all the way to see players. I will try to interact as much as possible, get to know people, and just that I switch mindset. when I lost, and I was like, okay, let's have fun, I guess, socially, and it was super fun actually. Yeah. Although I obviously would prefer to keep playing, although it's more stress. I like it more. Well, you as well.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah.
One of the reason I told to you that I really come with the idea of interview because I really wanted just to talk to you, because I think I had similar feelings when I first got on the LAN and stuff like that. So that's really interesting for me what you felt about it, because I think I didn't really watch a lot of games, but I think ReZero from Heart, this is something like it's not that big difference between you and him. So I thought maybe it's something mental as well. So there was some issue on this side. So I mean, what I'm trying to say, I was really curious to, how you feel, and that's really interesting for me because I really compare it too much with me, like how you said. So yeah, that's just interesting for me personally, and viewers is just an addition for that. Okay, so yeah, let's move towards the tournament and organization. As you already mentioned that it was so social, and yeah, I think when he was saying, I was curious if it's not only offline a lot of people, like it's also more about online, a lot of people messaging you, cheering for you, and like did you spend a lot of time in social media as well, or not really?
No, not really. I'm a mess on social media. Like, to begin with, I don't give it too much importance. I might have to work on that, but I don't like to be like since it was my first opportunity to get to know many players, which I didn't know. Like I think I didn't know any of the 8 players, 7 players that made it. I didn't know any. So like for example, we had some context. We had some trips from Cordoba to the castle, which was like 40 minutes, and that time is great, like for using social media and that. But since it was like a good atmosphere and I was with the players, like I prefer to talk to players. I don't even interact. It's my first time interacting than being on my phone. Like, and I will take half an hour to post a story. So
Exactly. Yeah, I see.
I need to work on that because I think it's a key aspect. Obviously, social media interactions, community building a community is key. But I prefer this first event to be super like on the press and let's say super aware and trying to interact as much and not waste time being on my cell phone. At the end, the production was going to be insane from Red Bull, so I'm not sure how much I could add to maybe to my community. And hey guys, I'm doing this, which is obviously a nice addition. So next time I will try to do it. But basically, this time I prefer to be fully in. You know, if I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself.
Yeah, exactly. Those things are really distracting, especially when you are not get used to it. Because when it's something for you, like take a photo, 30 seconds and you get the story in Instagram, that's one thing. But when you need to spend, like you said, 30 minutes to do something, that just distracts so much. Yeah, I see what you mean about this for sure. You mentioned players and interactions with them. Can you tell me about the players? How do you feel, maybe an example of expectations versus reality about everyone, like a quick words?
Yeah. And I don't know, Tato was super nice. I think it was the super cool Tato, like such a social guy, such a vibe. He was super great. Like Hera as well, like MBL actually, I don't know, I met him and he was super nice. He's a really cool guy. Like, I don't know, from stream, I didn't think he was mean or anything, but it was like a good surprise, let's say, like, oh, he's super cool as well. Actually went driving from Norway.
Oh yeah, I heard this story. Yeah, that's insane. Like, and Bill is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, Vipers were cool as well. Leary, who else? Well, ACCM, that's the player I trained the most, and it was super nice. We met up the first day because we had like a free day before accessing the castle and the training day. Before the media day, we had one a free day, and we were like, I don't know, super nice with ACCM. Like, and just felt like we were friends forever, and we just met. And then Hard as well, like we speak Spanish, so it was super easy to interact and was nice. I think like I won player by player, but it was all around was a really good vibe. So yeah, felt good.
Don't you think that, I mean, yeah, of course, Age of Empires is known for crazy atmosphere in between the players. I guess even most of the viewers knows that. It's not that really important to mention that. But don't you feel that that somehow influence on your gameplay? Something, I mean, on scene we are enemies, of course. When we play against each other, you need a mindset that, okay, I don't spoil any strats, I need to be strict, I need to execute everything perfectly, I need to be, like you said, mentally prepared for everything. So don't you think that this atmosphere is somehow make you more soft or something in this direction?
Oh, that question is great actually. I don't know, maybe, but I'm not sure actually.
Do you think it
Like
happened
I
to you
still
or?
when I need to play it, nah, I don't think in this case. When I had to play, let's say first match against Tato,
Mhm.
okay, it's actually perfect, obviously, or good. But the day we had to play against, just full focus against Tato.
Mhm.
Then when I played, well, against Viper, I didn't have much time. It was the same day, and I actually didn't know I was going to play. That was a big mistake for me. I didn't know like the winner of the first match played on the same day to make sure the quarterfinals to reach the quarterfinal. I thought it was the day after.
Yes.
So I think that was one of the preparation aspect that was most harmful, let's say, for me. So like I won and now I need to play and it's like I didn't prepare. I prepare mainly against Tato, like so yeah. But what was the question? No, I didn't think it got me like softer because at the end then I was playing hard and it was all good, but we are not interacting this much today. And we
Yeah,
are not
sure.
saying that, but like you're like not talking too much. You're just focusing on the game. You can talk, but it's fine. And you're preparing for that play, right?
Okay, I see.
So
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe on a small level, it did, but it's part of it, right?
Okay, I see. Nice. And you mentioned this that you didn't really know the schedule. How was schedule in general for the tournament? Like matches, Red Bull organization behind that, maybe some media stuff. Like, did you had a lot of free time, or that was mostly like you have each step scheduled in the calendar?
No, we had some days. I was quite thankful to flight. That was like the Red Bull organizators' idea. Like get flight on 29, so you get here at 30. So and then I got here at 30. I did some tourism, some watch the city a bit, get to know like ACCM and all. Maybe some another player I don't remember. And then on first was social media, which basically wasn't so productive. We couldn't play, so it was the first interaction or the first time we met the castle. Like we watched the castle and all that. It was super great because like the castle is insane. But that day we didn't do much. Like we went, let's say at I don't know 9:30 in the morning, and then we left at 4:30, and it was just nothing but maybe interacting a bit, playing some chess, I think,
Oh yeah.
getting to know the castle and getting some and getting the medias, the production, right? Some short interviews and some small videos. Um, yeah, basically that was on first. Second was training day, which was perfect, like a whole day to train. For me, training day for me and ACM was key because at the end we were training partners playing with 230 or 240 ping, and then you come here and you're playing like at 40 or zero. So that day was key to get the feeling with the lag because some people would say, oh, well, if you play on 250 and now you play on 40, you will be a beast. But that's not the case, right? Because
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
different. The timings are different. The multitask, the rotation, everything is different. So you need to be, well, you need to practice it more. Obviously, the more you practice it, the better. So I think on that case, for example, that wasn't like great for me. Uh, I would never say that impacted how I play, but all small things add up, and you
Exactly.
never know at the end what was the main problem. Oh well, although that's the dream, sometimes there is so many small things that it's hard to tell. So yeah, that was second, and then on third was the day that it was the saddest day, obviously, because like production wasn't there. We were supposed to play on stage to try things out, and at the end, like it wasn't possible because I think the internet connection wasn't getting there, so they couldn't be. They weren't able to start, and the mood was quite down. Like some everyone was annoyed, right? Because I mean, it's a 3-4 days event, and you're missing one day. That's crucial,
Exactly.
right? And at the end, like there were a lot of matches that were super cool. Like I don't know, for example, the series Tattoo against me. It was 2-1 and it was super close, so games were great, and there are more examples. And it's like you're losing those days. Even the English stream couldn't go live until 20 p.m., I think, something like that.
Yeah, third set, I
So
guess.
that was like, yeah, it was super negative. That was so bad. Just, I guess, unlucky, like you couldn't get the things ready. So yeah, that was the attack against Tato, and I won, and then I lost against Viper. But there were a lot of games, right? That's 2 games, and I think you had like what? I think you had like 6, 8 games. I don't know, but it's a lot, right?
Yeah,
6, 8 series, right? So that's a lot of games if you add up. And obviously, like everyone was like a bit negative about that. Not negative. Everyone was like, okay, it's what it is, but you know, it was a like not the best vibe, because you know that will impact viewers at the end of the event, right? So the viewers we got would be probably way more if first day was like a success, let's say. So that was 3, I think. Then 4, I don't remember. Like I don't remember if there were semifinals or I don't know. And those days went fast, and I don't remember much. I don't know.
yeah, that's fine. It's like one big day, one big event. Yeah, of course. I know. Well, it's not that matter. I just wanted to know in general for you if that was really flexible and comfortable, or that was probably too strict. From what you said, I think that was really flexible, and you felt good about it.
Yeah, it was good. Like one thing worth mentioning that's related to the question is that some days, like since we had to travel from Cordoba hotel, we was the hotel we was in Cordoba to the castle, it was like 40 minutes. There were some days that were pretty heavy, like we went like I don't know at 9, and we were coming back like at 9 a.m. and we were coming back like 12 p.m. So or leaving the castle at 12. So at the end it was like you need to get to sleep immediately, and you have so much your head is still working, right? And you're thinking about all the emotions and everything that happened. So it was like hard to get get to sleep. So it was
Yeah.
like there were some days that were super intense, and yeah, and there were others where we had the option to go like at 1 p.m. to the castle to take the bus at 1 p.m. So you could sleep a bit more or be more chill and take more time.
Yeah.
But there were like I think 2 days which were quite well.
Yep, sorry, I'm here. There was a small, yeah, I guess my internet connection a little bit not good. Okay, let's just continue. You said that yeah, some days were more when you need to come at 1 p.m. That was much easier, more free time and stuff. Okay, well, yeah, but this part, of course, I think it's really hard to rest in the castle from what I think about it, because there is always people, you're always interacting, and there is like no time where you are alone and you can think about strategies or something else happening. So it's really not that easy to keep your head cold, I guess, when you're still in the castle, and when you come back, you still need, like, depending on the situation, 1 or 2 hours to get rest. Yeah, I see what you mean about this. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. You said that you were practicing a lot with ACCM. Did you? Yeah, and you said that probably you need more time to prepare with a good ping and playing there with the PC setup and stuff, right? So I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think is more important, like watching the games from other matches, or or spend more time in practice area? Like, yeah, maybe, yeah, I will just say that for those who don't know, usually there is some areas for players as well. There is spend, I guess that was similar on this RedBull, where you spend time watching the games, or you can spend this time in practice area and play with someone, maybe someone from the tournament as well, or with someone outside. So how do you feel now? Do you think it's better to watch the strats and what is happening, or just play as much as you can to get used to the setup?
I guess it depends. Like for me, it's a great question, right? And one like I super worth asking, because like yeah, at the end is key, right? It's since you have like little time, using it wisely is key, right? For me, for me and other players as well, we were playing on 27-inch monitors when we usually play at 24. So basically, like that was quite impactful because I needed to change the zoom into a specific number,
Oh,
into a number I
wow.
had no idea what to change. Yeah, so basically I had no, how do you say it? I had no reference to which number changed the monitor sorry, I had no reference in which to put the zoom, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I was playing on a different resolution, like many other players as well, and they
Wow.
adapted.
Yeah,
I,
that's really
I
bad.
tried to adapt as
Mm-hmm.
well. I felt like I adapted, but then I don't know, against hard, for example,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
it felt off. It felt like I had to move my head too much to get. I wasn't looking at production. I wasn't looking at resources. Just for example, that's one of the maybe small or medium things that made that add up, and at the end you are
Mm-hmm.
losing the games because of that. So well, answering the question because I'm going,
No, no, no,
I'm
that's
going out
totally
of it.
fine. I like how you
It's
answer
fine.
it.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay. So basically, since I was with, let's say, a different setup, well, you're obviously in a different setup, but if you add up a difference on the bigger screen, um, I felt like I needed more time to train.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just used it more to train, and I didn't watch that much. Maybe at the end that was maybe not the best idea, I don't know. But since I had to play like Tato, and afterwards there was only one series, and then I had to play Viper, I think I used that time just to, I don't know, I went to a peaceful area on the castle, and I went to meditate. And fun story, like I went to meditate on a wall, which there was no one there, and it was great because it was full silence. It was a great spot.
Yeah.
And Liri and Viper, Liri and Viper, no, Liri and Hera were playing, and they were like 1-1, and they were like about to end the last game, and Krasini was looking for me, and he couldn't find me. Krasini was super stressed
Yeah.
because he needed me to play, right, and to
Yeah, yeah.
start drafting or whatever. We did the draft already, but he needed me. He needed to find me because I was potentially going to play in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was quite funny. And at the end, I appeared on the castle like chilling, and they're gonna see like, where were you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can imagine the situation. Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And so yeah, I think I used that time for that, just to, I don't know, chill out. And so maybe I didn't use it for any of those, neither to practice, neither to
mhm.
watch opponents. So maybe I regret it a bit, that I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
see.
yeah, hard to answer that.
Yeah, well, about preparation, I know that there is plenty of stories about it. That it's always when you first time online, for example, Slam, I remember, was playing against me without any mods in the first game because, like,
Oh,
for whatever reason. And I remember that there was like a bright light in your eyes because they need it, and like you get used to it for a while, or yeah, there is always something can happen. But I wonder that there was only 27 each monitors. I think that's really big difference because once you have a different zoom, yeah, I had this in tournament as well in one of the hidden caps. I had a different zoom because of new account and stuff, and yeah, it feels like a
yeah,
small detail, but it breaks everything you have in
no,
your mind. Yeah, like you,
and also like, yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree. Yeah,
yeah.
keep going. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Well, you. Yeah, all good.
Uh,
Okay,
yeah, I agree.
let's talk closer about your matches. Like, did you feel something after each one of them? For example, you won the first match against Taro, the past champion of the Red Bull. What did you feel like? Did you boost it confidence? Did you have your confidence boosted, or how did you feel about it?
Mm, Um, yeah, I think a bit boosted, like because I didn't know how well I would perform on LAN event.
Mm-hmm.
I felt against Tato, I was in the zone against Tato. I was in the zone, so I felt super comfortable playing that. And although I think I started quite off on first game, I gave him like a lot of advantage, and I have to
Mm-hmm.
fight from the floor to get to the same level. But when I was able like to win first game, which I think I was in a bad position, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, if I won that game, I can win this,
Mm-hmm.
because that was like a huge, in my eyes, it was a huge comeback, because just felt like, I don't know, Tatars going FC and using the
Yeah.
heals and using the CA, and you're stuck on feudal, making towers and feudal skirms, and you have not much initiative, and you need to play with a late skirm. I think I made the right decisions to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, winning first game, when game one was great. Then at the end it's a best of three, so that was neutral map, which that's the most important map, because at the end if you're picking a home map, you probably have it like
Yes.
super well known.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So at the end on passage, the second game, not at the end, but this is the second game, he goes passage, and I was like, okay, let's try my best. That is his home map. He showed it was his home map, so 1-1. And then it was my home map, so I was like, okay, let's win this because I practice this a lot and I'm okay with this map. So yeah, at the end, it's a 1-1 and the neutral map is key.
Yeah,
right?
and that's how best of three basically works, because the format should be very fast, and that's really important to win the first one. Yeah, actually, one of my friends one day told me that in Age of Empires we have really strange thing that, you know, all other games, firstly it went like home maps, and then we play the neutral one. But for us it's different. First one is always, like in the past that was Arabia, so we always have first one as a neutral map, and as you said, that's the most important one. So that's a little bit strange, and I think in some points can be not that really good even for viewers wise, because you watch the most important game while there is not that much tension, because you know that there is 2 games more in advance. But yeah, of course, usually you take your home map. Okay, second set. You playing against who? Viper. So you already,
Viper.
you already said he was not that prepared, but yeah, like, did you expect that result, or how did you feel after second loss? Like, what is your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I'm not sure about his preparation because at the end, you don't see anything, right? It's all hidden, right? The preparation is private, so you don't see anything. So maybe his preparation was super good. I think his preparation was super good, right? And probably the most impressive thing was his preparation was efficient, right? Because at the end he's with a child and all that, so he made, I think, a really good time management and was able to get there on good shape. Obviously, not playing the qualifier, not the ladder qualifier, not playing
Gives time, yeah.
the last chance qualifier isn't probably the best for him, I guess. Shouldn't be as well as for Tato because you're not getting that many games, and you're not. I think you're not building up that motivation. Maybe there is a way to build up that motivation, but I think that's important. So I guess Viper, like as I said before, it was a surprise I was playing there. I knew it before playing versus Tato, but didn't change the fact that it was on that day that I realized that that's on me, right? Not that's on me completely, but it was on that day I realized I had to play like 2 sets the same day. And the second set against Viper, a lot of things went wrong. First, I think my peak time would be like around 10 in the morning to maybe 6 p.m. Well, that's the time I like to play. Not sure where my peak time is. And versus Viper, I think we play like at 12 or something. Maybe I'm wrong with the time, but it was super late. I think it was 11 or 12 when we started the set.
Yeah, that's too late.
So, yeah, my reaction was a bit off. Everything was a bit off for me. It's a combination again of things, not just the hour we are playing, but it's a combination of things. Like I'm used to playing earlier, so I'm more aware at that time. You cannot switch that in one day and be like, okay, now today I need to play at 11. Let's focus. Yeah, maybe you can drink like one Red Bull and let's go, but it's not like I don't know. It didn't feel right for me to play at that hour mentally, physically, and whatever. So I think that was, but I cannot control that obviously. So yeah, still there are things I can prepare better. For example, reading the handbook better to know will be 2 sets
Yeah.
would be needed for that day. That's the first step, right?
Yes.
Because maybe in that case I'm like, okay, I'm ready beforehand, and then I don't know. I think my draft was decent. I just felt off, mentally felt off. Uh, there was one thing as well, which I'm really like sad or shameful. It was a stupid thing because like we do draft, I'm okay with draft. Like we do draft like let's say 1 hour prior playing, then we go to play. We pick like the neutral map. I think I was hosting or him was hosting, and I forgot to pick my sip, so I went like random. And I was like, oh, sorry, I forgot to pick my sip. I felt like so bad. Viper was like, no problem, no problem. Pick, like, we reset the game. It was nothing. And he was super nice because, I mean, he could have said, like, no, now go,
Yeah, sure.
I don't know,
Yeah,
Turks.
choose
Because
the
that's the
TV
seat you
and
have.
break the draft. Yeah.
But after making that mistake, I felt like, oh shit, I'm like, what the fuck? This never happens to me. What is happening? Why did I do this? And in my back of my head, I was like, okay, now after this, he might think I waited for him to pick his sip, so now I pick. I don't know. I was like, I think that killed me mentally before starting, and yeah, I think Viper in this case I lost mentally. Like worth mention, he was super nice, right? He was like, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, it's fine,
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
fine, it's fine.
Hmm.
So he was like really thankful for that. But at the end, I was like, that should never happen, right? Like the best of three, you pick your seed,
Hmm.
and I was like, why did this happen? Like, and that
Hmm.
went like jumping on my head. Like first game, it was all that, all that, all
Yeah,
that,
and
and it was like a feeling of I don't deserve to win this game, right? And that feeling that cannot happen, right?
mhm.
So, and that's the neutral map. So if you lose that map, you lose the
Exactly.
series,
We
bro.
just talked about it. Yeah. And from what you're saying, I think first day was like crazy emotionally hard for you. Like, as you said, like Red Bull is everything too late. You're not playing on stage. This one, as you said, that was not a great mood for you because of all of that. Even first game match maybe boosted you, but second one you didn't expect, and then this one happens as well. So that's just impossible to play on a high level when everything comes like this.
Yeah, and there are a lot of things on me, right? So yeah, but
Hmm.
I
Okay.
think that that's a good sum up.
Mhm. Okay, well, how did it feel last match for you? How did you prepare it for hard? Did you had enough time? How did it work for you? Like, how did you spend your next time?
Yeah, so after losing Viper, I was like a bit sad. I mean, losing to Viper, there is no shame in that.
But the
It's
way you
just
did it
he went
probably.
second place. The way I did, I was like, I was angry about that one. I was like quite angry with myself, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I felt like I kind of sabotaged myself there, and it was like, oof, okay. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I think I lost only because of that, or not only, but mainly the thing that made me lose this set was that. And that's something I can easily switch. So against hard, I didn't know I was going to play against hard, right? I tried to like just go clear mind and be like, okay, let's leave this behind, let's go. At the end, it's a best of three, anything can happen. So then I was playing hard ACCM, and yeah, I mean, I didn't do much. I played some games, I guess. I think yeah, like maybe the, when we play this the first two best of three, we played on a room, like some
Mm-hmm.
random room where we
Mm-hmm.
could play because we have to improvise. And then the other day we started playing on stage, right? So I think I was in a bit of a disadvantage. Every player who, let's say,
Ah,
won
played
one
loser
game the first
match.
day,
Yeah, they had a game
yeah,
there already. I see. Mm-hmm.
they had a game then already on stage. So at the end, like I prepared what I could against hard ACCM. I prepared against both. I was like, I guess I was watching some draft or whatever. Not so much useful information at the end of the day because there is not much you can get out of a best of three. Like I don't know, maybe
Exactly. Not too
they
much.
just play one map they like, or maybe they play the map they feel they can win against their opponent. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much. And then I was just checking hard ACCMs. Like suddenly it's like 2-0 hard winning, and I felt like okay, I'm playing against hard probably. And yeah, I had some time, I guess, to prepare a bit and just relax. And then I went to stage, and yeah, I think like every player who lost on game on first day and had to play on stage two sets, sorry,
Was
was
this
on maybe
there?
on a bit of advantage as long
Mm-hmm.
as he wins. So I think those players had a bit of an edge as they were like already used to the stage. I don't know, it's a minor edge, but yeah, I guess hard. I think I after losing 3-0, going quick over over that one.
Nah, sure.
I,
I'm not
I
here
mean,
to ask you about
okay,
every mistake
uh,
there because I know it's painful
yeah,
to remember much like this.
uh, yeah. I think I played. I think I played quite bad game one, and on game two, on game three, I think I played quite well, given the circumstances. And I felt like he played quite well. I think he played quite well, and I did what I was okay. So I wasn't even annoyed after that set. Obviously, I was sad to be a 3-0. Like, you don't want to lose 3-0 if you lose. At
Hmm.
least lose like 3-2. And it's like a super close series set or whatever. So I was a bit sad on the 3-0 and sad that I could go to quarterfinals, which was like a pretty good step.
Hmm.
But I think it was a combination that he played super well. He was confident. We played like a lot of mechanical games. So at the end, I was playing like his main strength. So maybe I didn't prepare that well against him, and yeah, and I didn't feel I was playing like my best on that day. So it's like, okay, what it is, right?
Yeah, it happens. Okay, did you feel some kind of relief once you lost the match? Like something like, okay, now I can just relax and chill.
Not that much, right? Like I was that day where that day we played, there were already like I think it was 150 people that came. Then the next day there was like 450, so there was still like 150 is a lot of people, and I already feel like the energy. Like when I was going to the stage, there were some people not like cheering like super hard, but they
Yes.
were cheering for me. There were some Uruguayan flags, so I was feeling the energy. And when
That's
I lost, I felt like
sorry.
disappointed.
Yeah, that's so fun to see that even now you are remembering this moment and that gives you energy and you know that that was
Yes.
amazing. Yeah, that's so nice. Sorry for interrupting.
No, no worries. Yeah, completely, completely. I remember because it was great, right? Like going to the stage and Uruguayan flags and people cheering. And when I lost first game, I think people were like as well, like cheering again, like saying, I don't know what they said, but they said something like, "Come on, you can," or
Yeah.
whatever. So, so yeah, I felt like I disappointed, especially on that day. And at the end, for the next day, I was like, okay, like I cannot be sad or whatever. Even on that game, on that day after losing, I was like a bit sad. But like immediately there is people coming and that want a photo or whatever, and you cannot be like,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah. You
just for,
automatically getting
I
better.
don't know, you get better, I guess. And I was like, okay, now I guess so. Decent run. This is my first LAN event. Just give, just try to enjoy it, I guess, and keep learning. I don't know. There were a lot of players as well, like not only from Age of Empires 2, but from Age 1, Age Mythology, and Age of Empires 4. So like you get to know more players besides AV2, which are like great mindsets, right? For example, Mista, Marine Lord. So maybe I'm going out of topic, but what I mean is, despite losing, you still can like learn from other players and keep learning maybe from another aspect besides like AV2 as well. Like how do you prepare? How does your setup look? There were a lot of interesting things like I don't know, like Mista setup was crazy. Like he had two fans besides to his computer, and he was like playing on a glass mouse pad. I never know that existed.
Wow.
It was like I don't know. They're just saying random things, but like I switched mindset, and I was like, hey, I will try to learn as much from everyone and
Yeah,
get to know more people.
I just was about to ask you an examples, like for example from Marine Lord or from the Mista, as you said, glass mousepad, or what else? Like, is there any example of what you learned from them?
Yeah, like for example, Mista was for me the. Oh, I think we have bad connection. Hello, 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 hello. You hear
Yeah,
me fine?
yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah. So, what was the question, please? Can you repeat? Because
Yeah.
I
Is
lost
there
connection.
any examples from what you learned from? Maybe you have an example of what you learned from those guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. For example, it's personal. Obviously, I don't know how much can I share because at the end I was
Yeah, sure.
talking with them mutually. But let's say the mine I found most interesting was I think Mista because he lives in Greece and he does farming. So he has like I don't remember exactly. I think it was like 4 or 6 months, 3 or 6 months. He goes for farming and he leaves the game and he goes for farming. He doesn't play for 3 or 6 months. He doesn't play
Wow.
any game. He goes all into farming, and so he's basically putting a lot of like physical effort and all that. And on that time, he like recharges energy and motivation to play the game because he's like, I cannot play it, but I can see other people are playing. So he's like, recharging energy,
Wow.
and then he stops farming, and then there is 6 months he plays. So what I love about that is that I think we mentioned it at the beginning, but I think that we live in a society, we do a lot of multitask, and too much multitask translates into nothing, right? Or doing things on a poorly manner. So what I found interesting is like this guy's doing everything he does it all in. He just goes single-mindedly for that, and that's really interesting because he's putting all his effort, all his energy into one thing at a time, right? So that was for me like mind blowing because I was never expecting him to tell me that he was doing farming for I don't know X months and then just stopping playing and then coming back. I don't know. I found it super impressive, and I think it just shows off how clear his goals are. I don't know.
And
That
how
was impressive to
attitude
me.
can be that's really impressive. That's really nice to hear. Wow. Okay. Well, I think we closely get into the time limit, so let's move to some conclusions. Like, what is your conclusions about the tournament, and maybe like what would you change in your approach for next LAN event? Like, what would you change
Mm.
immediately?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. Yeah. I think in the preparation aspect, as we talk a bit, maybe playing with more players is better as well. Try to get more ideas and get the meta, figure out at the end I'm
Styles,
more
maybe,
of a
as you
meta
said.
player. Yeah. So yeah. Then figure out the screen thing. Let's see if tournaments keep coming with I don't know 27-inch monitors. Maybe it's a good idea to buy one and get used to it. Maybe it's better. I don't know. That's something I need to figure out. Uh, but I don't know. Like things went wrong, but as we said, like it was a combination of many things. Not like oh, I need to fix this now. So I think for me the main conclusion is that this tournament, at the end, we're playing a game on a box on a computer. So it's more, let's say, for me it was obviously I don't get that much social interaction out of it. So getting this event and seeing how much energy it generates to people and how much motivation, expectation, and there is outside the computer and getting to know people and all that, it just gives like huge amount of motivation that for me is like, okay, I want to be on next event. I want to be on next tournament. I want to be there. I don't want to miss it because like it's so fun. So that's the main thing for me. And like I don't know, seeing like Hera winning and getting the trophy here and people cheering, that's like okay, I want that. So that's my main conclusion, right? Just translates into motivation and then I guess I hope into action.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That's really what motivate. Like each time you see something like this, like exactly how you said, this moment when Hera gets the trophy, you feel like shit, I want to be there. I want to be that guy. I will do everything. I'll practice as hell. And I think that's the really biggest secret is to keep this motivation through the days. Like, don't feel it at one point, but if you decided to work, then as you said, for example, as Mista, you get those months and you work for it and try harder and harder. Well, maybe a small question about your gameplay, like in general. Do you have something but you think you need to work more exactly about the game, like macro, micro, or whatever you think? Like, did you have any thoughts about it? Like, what do you think is the most important to work on for you now?
Mm, a good question actually. Well, yeah, I just feel I have a lot to improve, honestly, and it's some hotkeys I can improve. Um Precision as well. Like I play with acceleration, mouse acceleration on. So I'm wondering whether I should take that off or not.
Yeah, I think you
It's
should
useful
actually.
sometimes, but maybe it's not. Well, I know, but it takes time. So that's the main things that come, right? Then maybe some changes I need to do, which will take time for me to get used to. So those are the big decisions I need to make right now because I have like college as well. When I come home, I will have to do a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll just keep playing like this and focus on more maybe macro approach and multitask and all that. But I mean, general um, gameplay wise, I just need to be keep keep being aware of the meta. I think right now maybe there is a maybe more a CA meta switch, right? You can see it on many games. One thing actually is like maybe I need to work more on builds, keep working more on build orders, which sounds dumb, right? But at the end, sometimes I don't put enough effort into that, and I think it comes as problem of consistency, right? Some
Mhm.
games you can execute better, get at the end, timings are key, and at this level, that I think actually thinking that that's the main thing for me.
Mhm.
Sounds stupid, right? You're playing
No, of
a
course not.
tournament in a castle, and you come back. Oh, I need to practice with Loros.
Well, I think also we can talk to the viewers more that you probably mention feudal age build orders as well. So it's not something
Oh
like,
yeah,
especially of course in Empire Wars, but for random map tournaments, it's not only about like practicing first 20 villagers. That's kind of stuff like every pro player is get used to, and we don't really need build orders. We understand the balance itself. But in feudal age, it's much more important. Like you go until 40 villagers, you probably go strictly as the build order tells you. So yeah, that's of course can
exactly.
improve a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, Seb, I think that was a good one. Thanks for a lot of insights, and I don't know how for you, but I enjoyed with it. I hope you too.
Yeah, you helped me quite a lot to get into conclusions as well, right? Because like when you talk about things, you come to you come to conclusions or you come to ideas and
Hmm.
you get the main thing of the problems or whatever was the.
Focus.
It's great talking. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the name of
It's
this
great
video,
talking to you. So,
yeah, name of this video can be something like focus. Focus is the most important thing. Okay, okay, Seb, thanks a lot. Yeah, if you have something to say, you can do it now.
no, just thank you very much for having me, Vinch. Thanks as well for the practice games we did. I think I found this really cool, right? Like you're not you in this case you were not playing the tournament, so like there is no reason for you to play, I guess, and still like you proposed if you want to play. I was quite thankful for that, and actually I hope to see you. I hope we both qualify right on next event
Exactly, yeah.
because yeah, it would be great to meet you and I don't know get to know each other and all that
Yeah,
would be great.
I will be happy as well. Well, you keep being quiet about you helped me with the qualifiers when you didn't need that, so I'm not the only one nice. I'm not the only nice guy here. Okay, Seb, thank you again, and I think we stop here.